When we open the program, first a project interface appears to choose what project to open. This will then open a full program by loading the project onto it. You can't just open the program, the window needs a project. The name that we use to save the project is not the same as the name of the folder that it will choose the files from. This was a bit confusing when I started, but the project is not a file. It's made of multiple folders and files that contain both the project files as well as the assets that will load into the scenes in the project. Every time a file gets changed in these folders, Unity will load for a second to update these files. So after opening and creating the project inside Unity, we have a file manager window. That file system is the folder, like the other one in Windows, that we chose for the game project. This is important to understand because when we are saving the progress, what we are saving are the scenes of our game. But any file that gets added or changed in here, in the file system, will be independent of the scene progress, and therefore you won't be able to undo it. Think it as when modifying files in Windows, the program has nothing to say about those changes. A first good step to take after installing Unity is to make sure that you're running the latest update. You can check and manually update Unity here. Unity then will load the features that the program has to that date. One thing that you should be careful with if you are opening a file or a project from a different version is to check if there are no compatibility issues between your Unity version and the file that you want to import. The same thing goes for assets. I'm not an expert, but this is what I have been able to understand while using this program. The assets are the files that you load into your scenes. By file, I mean everything, from an audio or image file for an icon, to a very complex geometry mess with embedded animations to make your character, for example. Assets can exist just in scenes, or it can be independent from the scenes. These are also known as prefabs. If they exist just in the game scene, it will be saved when saving the scene, like a normal program would do. But if the file exists outside and it's a prefab, then this one will be saved by itself. Prefabs are shown in this tree with the blue color, and if you modify them in the scene, the changes will not be saved on the prefab file. This is useful when working because you don't want the changes on your work to modify an asset that you will maybe want to use in multiple scenes. But it was very confusing for me in the beginning because I kept saving, but the prefab remained the same and I didn't know why. Assets need to be imported in the project before being able to put them in the scene. Importing an asset is putting it in the folder of the project that we were talking in the beginning when saving the project. You can do this manually by dragging the files in the Windows folder, or if you are downloading an asset that someone else made, from the asset store by clicking import. Once imported, we have to find actual files in the file system. One note, be careful when importing files from other people. If they were made in a different version, it can mess up your entire game. And as we have seen, since the game is not a single file, it's not as easy as loading the previous scene file. As I have tried to explain, by clicking save, what you are truly saving is the scene, not the different prefabs, for example. The only true way that I have found to be sure that your progress is 100% backed up is by literally copying all the game folders somewhere. I do this in a different hard drive to be extra sure that all my work doesn't just disappear. I have backed up every time I add a major change, because having to save all the folders can take a long time and drive space. They get even bigger the more you work on them. But trust me, when I did corrupt something, I did appreciate having done it. and not have to burn down my entire computer. So these were some basic extra notes before you start working on Unity. I know I haven't gone in depth with Unity, but don't worry, I will be making more videos in the future. And the tutorials will be done using Unity, so I'm sure I will mention more things about the program. But again, as I recommended in the introduction video of my channel, if you guys want to know more specific things about how to work in Unity, like real game developers that actually are experts in Unity, some channels that I recommend are Saiku, if you want to stay up to date with all Unity's updates and features, and Brackeys, for all the imaginable Unity tutorials told by an actual professional that is also funny and interesting, and a cool guy that doesn't sound like a robot like me. But come on, if you were checking stuff about Unity and you found my channel, I'm sure that you have already seen those guys. My channel is more for the kind of people that when the teacher asks, after explaining something very complex, "Is there any doubt?" and you think, yeah, can you repeat the part that you talk about everything? Yeah, I am experienced in those situations and I have learned to simplify information to be explained easily. Basically, my superpower is to study something hard and de-smart the information so it can be explained for dummies like me. Their channel is more like for grown-ups that get to play outside, with Unity in this case. Well, I hope you guys found this video useful. I also included all the basic advices that I would have liked someone to tell me before I started, because I had to research all these stupid but vital details when working and learning everything by myself. And because I couldn't really find clear answers in a single video nor guide, I decided to make this to help others. I know the title says installation, but come on, if in 2019 you don't know how to download a basic program, you are in the right place. I had to divide this video in two because it was getting a bit too long, and maybe some of you are only interested in some parts of it. If you guys have any doubts, please leave a comment down there. It will really help me know if you guys found this video useful, and if you guys are actually interested in videos of how to make a game, subscribe so you get to see more videos like this. So, see you in the next video, bye!